welcome back to my channel. Today we have a very adventurous video. We are up in the Colorado Rocky Mountains at the Central City Cemetery and the Knights of Pythias Cemetery, and there's about 5 different cemeteries up there. Some of them you can see on the hillage in the background. There is a Catholic cemetery as well, but for this video specifically we're just going to be exploring the Knights of Pythias and the Central City Cemetery. I have been up here many times, and it is one of my favorite cemeteries because it is old and has a lot of history, and a lot of miners and women and children are buried up here, and it's just very in the trees and in the mountains, and with the Central City town not being very far away for lots of gambling. So if you would like to see us go on an adventure, then keep on watching.
Welcome to Central City Cemetery.
Yay!
Dun dun dun.
Done. There are some other people up here, so I can see a couple in front of us, and there's a couple behind us and a couple trucks, so we're just gonna try to stay out of people's way. There's Bubbles, and I did bring Bethany with us, so we're gonna just walk through the cemetery and check things out, and then we are also gonna sit down and tell some scary stories here in a little bit. Yeah!
So this is Minnie Stanley, wife of Leslie A. Marble, born September 30th, 1988, died April 15th, 1932. Somebody who's good at math, tell me how old she is, or was.
There's a couple people there, but all of these are pretty much little foot trails.
Oh, look at the little tree. It has like a little carving in it.
Oh, there's like a little cat stuffy.
Oh. And yeah, this tree is completely like carved, or it's a statue, or is it a tree?
Richard Griffith died January 11th, 1901, aged 40 years, 26 days. Here rests a woodman of the world. What does I say? Dumb target.
That seems like some Latin stuff. But if we're judging by this, that definitely was a big remembrance for him, because it like is fully decked out. It's interesting to see the ones where they put the ages of on them, and the ones where they put like death date and
There's a little tombstone there.
just hidden in the grass.
They're just everywhere. Some trees have fallen down since I've been up here last.
Nature be doing nature things.
Pretty much.
Hi, tree.
Well, let's go this way. And people will leave rocks and pennies on tombstone. This looks like a little child. Died 5 years.
That might be 15 years or something, because there's a big chunk of that broken off.
Maybe it's 15.
Or something, like, because you can clearly see some sort of other number there starting, but...
And then this is a whole family plot over here.
Right, the cobble plot.
I don't know much about the cobble plot, but I mean, it's cool they were kind of all buried here. I want to say the mother, I'm assuming that's the middle stone, and these could have been her children.
We could check dates and stuff.
Let's see. It says Emily, 1862 to 1945.
So the end of World War II.
At
Cool.
Rest in Heaven. And then born 1983, born 1897, 1859, 1909. And what's that one?
1999. Or 1899.
I think this is the mother.
Yeah.
These
Child,
are the kids.
child. Except for that one, the 1859. I think that's her husband. Because 1859 is older than 1862.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
So I'm guessing that's...
I think we could easily research this. But...
Probably. But it's fun to see it in the moment. But it's sad to look at. She outlived every single one of her children.
That is weird to think of, huh?
Yeah, for, I guess, like, a lot high mortality rates. It's also one of those, if you look at the dates, like, 1918 was during the First World War. But no, the others were all later or earlier. Like a couple of them didn't even make it to 20 years old. Like Kurt Lincoln, or he's literally died in the same year. It looks like. Did I read that right? Yes. Yeah. So Kurt's Lincoln didn't survive more than a year. High mortality for children.
Yeah, you were lucky to make it even to 30 then.
Right. Just also babies died a lot back then. Like if you made it to 3 years old, you were doing pretty good.
Okay, wait, look, that same tombstone we just
Right is on the other side.
Has a different name and age on the side.
It says Martin Dunn, aged 76. So I'm guessing, was the other one a girl name on the other side?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing husband and wife. So I'm guessing, yeah, Elizabeth Dunn. So husband and wife. So I'm guessing that's more of like probably a 65 or 75 or something.
Cool. So there's the old mining shaft. Obviously blocked off and shut down. Probably been like that forever. Don't the trees look like eyes? Isn't that weird?
Right, the little knots in them.
Yeah. But yeah, I've seen there's like help carved in the trees and people's initials and stuff. But yeah, like
Somebody trying to be romantic.
they look like eyes.
We're being watched by the trees.
They're spies.
For who?
I mean, like, I don't know every single history and fact, but like most of the things are the people buried here are children, minors, and
Right, because in
women.
like I think it was like 1859 or something, there was like a gold rush here basically because a vein was discovered. So, and then basically the town boomed. Is that what they were literally called? Boom towns? No, they had a name.
Ooh, that tree looks like it's about to go down.
Oh yeah, he doesn't look too hot either. His color's off.
Daniel Hooper died December 26, 1894. 40 years. This looks like a husband and wife.
Mary J., wife of William Bowden. William Bowden.
Yeah.
Alright, how...
Wrought iron is beautiful, by the way.
Geez, they both died really young, too. 48 and 34.
That tombstone there says, born and died May 8th, 1894. Oh, wait. Lillian, born August 30th, 1883, died July 29th, 1885. So, a 2-year-old youngin'.
So, yeah, it looks like it's a grave for basically a stillborn or somebody who didn't make it the year. And their younger or elder sibling who also passed. Oh, look at the little Mickey. All the pennies. Whitney, or
Minnie.
Minnie was apparently a popular name. Didn't we already run into a couple Minnies?
Yes, actually, one of the scary stories we're going to be telling later, my grandmother's name is Minnie, and she's in one of the stories.
Oh gosh. Age 29 years. Like that.
It's just tombstones, like, everywhere.
Besides that husband and wife, everybody's like been in their 20s, 30s, and 40s when they died. Only that one couple we saw was possibly 70 something for the husband and something 5 for the wife.
I hear a crow.
Right. Corvid.
Bubbles. Okay, so next I'm going to try to show everybody the unknown man grave. And apparently when they moved all these bodies, yeah, when they moved the cemetery up here, when they built the town, they had to move the bodies up here. Sometimes apparently they still find bodies once in a while, and the unknown man, they kind of guesstimated his age by his bones, but this is his grave.
So much stuff.
I wonder if because he's unknown, that's why people
Drift to him because they feel unknown.
Yeah, maybe so, or maybe because he's unknown and he doesn't have a name, people leave more stuff.
Right.
This is the most stuff I've ever seen at this particular grave.
Like, he got all the booze, he got some old pre-rolls.
Yeah, and that's why the age is guesstimated like 1825 to 1876. Originally buried in the old Central Cemetery, 1876 to 1880. His remains were discovered and re-entered here in 2003.
Damn. So that was like 22 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, that one looks fun.
Yeah.
It has like a little scroll on it.
And like just all these trees. It's so beautiful up here. Highly recommend.
Just a little hike or something.
Yeah, if you want to hike, like this is it.
But no, I'm gonna go look at the scroll for a second because I want to see the scroll. Because this one has like some moss on it. Johnny, son of John and Ida Thratton, died July 23rd, 1896. I keep doing that. I'm dyslexic, ladies and gentlemen. Aged 3 months. So as a baby. Hi, ma'am. Hi, sir. So
sad though.
again, mortality rate was crazy for babies back in the day. People are always like, babies die all the time. Not compared to back then. Like back then, yeah, you've had a big family because half of you died before you reached adulthood.
So
like,
which way, up or down?
I figured just continue upward.
Okay, cool.
That way we only have to go down on the way back, maybe.
Kind of. Wait a second.
What?
Oh, okay. So up here, one of the other secrets I was going to show you guys, there is a teepee up here, but I think I just found it and I thought it was further away. So I will lead you to the teepee. And it is man-built. Actually, my husband works on it whenever we come up here together to make it better. But with all the trees being so barren, you can actually see through to get it. Otherwise, I'd have to take like a different route to get there. But this is the teepee.
It's funny to think that your husband isn't the only one who helps build it up more, probably.
I mean, there's enough fallen trees. And honestly, whoever's been working on it did a good job.
Like, this is really nice. It's big enough you can go in.
Oh, look, people put... Oh, look! This wasn't here last time I was here.
This looks like a full ritual.
Somebody did something here.
Yeah.
Because look, there's money.
Right.
Obviously, there's like dollars. I'm not going to take those.
No.
But there's candle wax.
A crystal.
A crystal.
What's
and
the card?
I am going to look at the card. 7 of matches. 7 of matches would be 7 of wands. Because that's fire. I can't remember the meaning off the top of my head. But that's the tarot card here. And they also wrote $24 on it. So... Is there anything else under here? Unless they put something under there, but I don't want to do that. You know, in other cemeteries, I've unearthed spell jars before, and yes, I did properly put them back. I did not dispose of the contents, but I am allowed to snoop a little bit. It's my job. Be snoopy. Your turn.
Oh, hey, you missed, there's some carvings here. So I have BA 2020, I think that's a 4, and then DA again. So, and then hearts, eyes, and more carving and stuff, and...
I'm really glad that no one has messed with the TP. That makes me very happy.
I'm glad everybody's building it up. This honestly feels like a PowerPoint. I feel like we should come back here and film here.
Yeah.
Like... for our ghost stories, like sit out in front of it.
Where's the other? Damn it, watch that tree stump. Oh, I think it's a bench.
A bench?
Yeah.
Oh, I see it.
There's other people there. Usually this is the area where I see like the deer and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's very,
Place for me to go out for deer today.
very, very cool. Hi guys. Left or right?
You know what? I feel like we've been choosing left, so let's keep going left.
Left? Okay, left.
Or, yeah, I meant right.
Oh, well then we can go right.
That way. I just feel like that's the path we've been taking a lot, like...
I know they're just taking pictures, but I'm like, because we found all the like magic stuff, you know, something weird about that stuff.
Right. It's like, don't mess with the magic, yo. You don't know what that was. Oh, that's a glove. Don't touch the glove.
Right. I probably look like slightly odd carrying Bethany around.
Right.
But she is good piece for us.
Right, she's a good protector. It's like it's daytime, so it's harder for shit to happen anyway. But in case anything was here and following us, Bethany, please help and get rid of it.
Yeah, she's coming to.
We do. We're sorry we forgot your booze.
This looks like it was on top of that at some point.
Honestly, the tree is what's like, look how deformed it is in certain areas.
Yeah.
Why do you guys give bad vibes? Ooh, look. That tree came down.
Okay, so we're kind of at the park. Oh wait, there's another one.
New teepee.
Wait a second. This is new. This is new. The other one was the one I used. So there's another teepee. Cool.
I guess somebody was like, you know what, this one has enough. We need to start over. Or they just found enough big branches on this side.
Well, enough trees have fallen down, you know,
Right.
definitely.
And they have like the little circle and everything on both sides.
Yeah.
This might be a better one to film in.
Yeah, there's a little bit more room, even though it's kind of janky, but like,
Right.
we good. Okay, cool. The Knights of Pythias one, I think, is like a lot less creepy, in my opinion, than the other side.
Just less dilapidated, more organized, it looks like.
Slightly more organized, and just, this is like, I guess the Knights of Pythias were like a clan or some sort. Like, they took care of their members later on, if you were part of it.
Sounds like a gang.
Oh, there's a money bowl.
Cute. Yeah, sounds like a gang.
Yeah, it's good to be here while it's still there.
You feel like you can see forever, but at the same time you can't. Father, Peter Loss died. You were almost 10 years old. Another family plot here.
Okay, let's look at these. Mary, William, Elizabeth. I feel like everyone was named Elizabeth back then.
Mary and Elizabeth to this day are very popular names. They're also very religious names.
Thomas
William.
and William.
Junior.
Also a very popular gentleman name.
Yeah.
back then.
So,
Another even thing there, I'm like, it's just weird because you can't even see anything until you're up on it, and you're like, oh, there's probably bodies buried there too.
right.
No tombstones or anything.
So, William Jr. was 1888 to 1933.
William Senior.
Was 1851 to 1927. Thomas was 1875.
1857. Elizabeth.
And then
Mary
was 1884 to 1912. So she was the one that went first.
Wait, 1884 is when she was born?
Yeah,
And this one says 1857. And he's 1851. So I wonder if William and Elizabeth were the parents.
Right, and Mary was the child. Yeah, so that looks it looks like Mary was a child and William and Elizabeth were the parents, which makes sense. It's weird that in both graves we've seen the mother has been central and the father's been off to like the left side.
I mean, yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense. Like, they're the head of the family, but like she birthed everybody.
Right, she's the connecting force.
Also, he died before her.
Yeah, which is common.
Yeah.
Like, it
would make sense for women to outlive men.
Well, they also worked in less dangerous jobs back then because, they couldn't. And also just, it's one of those of, they were all miners out here again. The miners had very low life expectancy because they were around toxic and dangerous chemicals and just dangerous working conditions. Man, again, the trees.
The trees are kind of like...
So, the thing is with these, like, carvings that you see in here, they started out small and they've grown into the tree, basically.
I love wrought iron. George Stroll?
Stronehow? It's 1912.
I can't even imagine being alive at that time. Just like the times.
Right. And look, we made it to the gate, basically.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little walk on the cemetery, and we will get back to you with some spooky stories here. Alright everyone, we are sitting inside the second teepee that we found at the Central City Cemetery, and we are going to be telling you some spooky stories in a spooky cemetery with my spooky haunted doll Bethany.
Yay! Spooky story times with Crimson and Bubbles! Yeah!
Okay, so the theme for our story time today is going to be childhood stories. Whether these are things that were really paranormal or things that just genuinely scared us as children. And we thought that would be a pretty good theme. I guess who wants to start?
I can start if you'd like, that just because I know a couple of my stories are a little longer.
She's ready.
So, I am. So, I am to this day deathly afraid of having space under my bed. This came about because when I was 5 years old, every night I would hear this rattle, 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 and it was fully like rock under my bed. Like,
oh, okay.
Like, very much a quick, and I was terrified. I had a lovely fish tank as a nightlight. So the eerie glow, blue glow from that tank, it just rattled night after night after night. And it finally got to the point where one day I got brave enough, and a flashlight.
How old were you?
I was about 5.
Oh, okay.
So I had a beautiful princess bed. It was fully one of those. It was up on legs. It had a canopy, the wooden. It was a hand-me-down from somebody. I don't know.
Oh.
Right. But it was gorgeous, but it had a lot of space under it. So, and it also had that bed curtain. So, flashlight, slowly reaching under to raise the bed curtain, because I'm still up on my bed looking down and under, because I'm not being on the floor. Nothing's going to be able to drag me down that easy. So I take my flashlight, I look under, and because I'm hearing the rattling, and I see a fucking rattlesnake.
Are you serious?
Oh, serious.
Is this where your fear of snakes?
This is where it came from. I legitimately found a rattlesnake curled up under my bed. Like I'm just so lucky it didn't crawl into bed with me for like body heat or anything. There was like a heater right under my bed, kind of thing, like a vent. Ooh. That it was just sitting on to the far back of the wall. And the scream I let out actually made my mom come and check on me. And she was like, what? And I was like, don't come closer. She's like, what? I'm like, there's a snake under my bed. And she goes, what?
Oh, no.
And this was all, I don't remember what happened after this. I just remember she took me out of the room. And then there was an ice cream bucket involved that she poked holes into. Oh. And she got the snake somehow without being bit. My mom is a badass. Like,
this is true.
right? And then she just, the next morning, there's a rattlesnake. She's like, yeah, we're gonna go toss it in a field. Let's go for a drive. And I'm like, excuse you? She's like, yeah. Like, he didn't do nothing wrong. I'm like, yeah, he did. He was under my bed. Mom, kill it with fire.
Well, at least she saved it.
She did. She was a good animal conservationist in that way, but absolutely still terrified to snakes to this day. I've held 10 children long anacondas. I've had snakes wrap around my arm. I've tried so much, but if I see a little grass snake slither in front of us right now, I'd be booking it that way. Just gone. Gone. Like, abandoned. I'm sorry, girl.
That's okay.
But
I feel like I would be less scared of the snake, but I obviously don't want it to crawl on me.
yeah. So yeah, so fear of things under my bed and snakes all in one scenario. So to this day, I always have a ton of stuff under my bed, whether it's storage, or one day my dream bed is to be one of those, like, whatever beds where it has all the drawers under there so nothing can be there.
Right. AKA, if your kids tell you that there's a monster in the bed, go look. It could be a snake.
Right? Like, at least check and don't completely dismiss them.
Okay, so I honestly, most of my childhood, like, stories, none of them are my own story, or there's a few of them that are, but mainly there's some of my mom's stories that she gave me permission to tell, because honestly, my mom is rather gifted for, like, paranormal things just happening to her, that her experiences, and her stories are way creepier, honestly, and I feel like they need to be told. So one of the stories that I'll tell, so this was when my mom was really, really little, and there's a couple houses I'll reference during the video, but this was my mom's, like, we'll call it my mom's old farmhouse. So my Nana was essentially a single mother at this point, left my mom's biological dad, and she was a waitress at a steakhouse, like, making probably, like, cents an hour, you know, like, just change. And my mom said rent back then was like $100 a month, which back then was a lot of money, as opposed to now where, like, a new $100 bill is like a $20 bill.
Oh god,
you know?
It hurts.
So I mean, that sounds like great now, but we're talking like really poor times when my Nana was young,
right?
You know, which isn't even really that long ago, which is just crazy.
What, like 50 years ago
or more?
Right.
But yeah, so they lived in this house, and I guess this house was like rented out through like a church or whatever. At least that's what my mom said. But long story short, my mom and her sister, I believe, shared a room, and then her brother was like in his own room, and in his room there was his room, and as soon as you open the door to his room, there was another door, and in that door the staircase led up to an attic. There was no door at the top of the stairs, just at the bottom.
So there was a door. Oh, okay. So just an open stairway to the attic.
Correct. Yeah. You know how the doors at the top.
Yeah.
The door was at the bottom, so you go into his room, and then immediately to the right was the door to get to the attic, and then the stairs that go up to the top.
Horrible.
And I asked Mom what was in there, and just like storage and furniture and whatever. But so they used to hear footsteps, like people legitimately walking in the attic all the time, like multiple sets of footsteps.
Oh gosh.
And then my mom said that her brother, so the steps leading up to the attic, like if you can imagine it slanting up,
right?
My mom and her sister's room was on the other side, so like you could see the underside of the stairs, essentially.
Gosh. Yeah.
So their rooms would have been next to each other with the attic up top of both rooms. So she said that they both heard footsteps constantly upstairs, and then my uncle, you know, would hear people walking down the stairs, but they never actually opened the door that led into his room directly.
Oh god.
So they would just stop, and since there was no door on top, I mean, you would never like know that, you know, like, so they would just come down the stairs and just
stand there,
not open the door to your room. So you would know someone would be at the bottom, but obviously nobody would actually be there.
Oh god.
Which is just terrifying.
Right, it's one of those they were waiting for him to open the door one day and let them in.
The last story I'll tell of that exact same house, everybody, by the way, thought this house was haunted even back then, is what Mom said. So one night, my Nana woke everyone up frantically because she could hear, and I would assume smell. My Nana has passed away, so I can't fact check this. But she heard crackling of a fire happening.
Oh.
She woke everyone up in the house, and the fire source of the noise was coming from where?
The attic.
The freaking attic. So, I mean, that house has been demolished now.
Right.
But just that was one of the stories. I mean, hearing the footsteps is creepy enough, but like smelling a fire, I'm like, bro, what the
right.
You know?
Like either she was having a really bad trip or goddamn.
Yeah. So that was one of the stories, and then moving forward, I will tell stories that happened on my farmhouse, the one I grew up on when I was a kid. And some of them are kind of short, so I'll just
Come guide them. That's fine.
I'll just kind of shoot into one of those. So when my mom was pregnant with me, she stayed at our farmhouse for the first time, and they stayed in the living room. I can see like the entire layout of this house still in my memory, like the back of my hand. Like I know this farmhouse. But my mom was laying on a mattress in the living room floor with my dad. And earlier when I said my grandmother Minnie, she was the owner of that house, and she's buried like a mile down the road. This is in North Carolina. But my mom said that she saw my dead grandmother sitting on the couch in the living room the first night she ever stayed in my farmhouse, and that she proceeded to just stare at her all night.
Lovely.
Making my mom feel extremely uncomfortable. And back then, like, probably because, like, she probably didn't want another woman up in her house.
Right.
You know?
Like, who is this lady moving in?
So my mom just said that she proceeded to sit there and stare at her all night. And eventually she just ended up getting so tired and fell asleep and, like, huddled up to my dad at the time. But my mom, like, described what she looked like, and they were pretty much able to confirm, like,
oh, this is grandma.
that was probably my dad's great-great-grandmother or something, because there was Minnie, and then there was Great Baba, and there was my Baba.
Right.
That's how I think that timeline
So Minnie was
out.
the greatest of them all.
The
She
greatest.
was the great-great-grandma.
Yeah, she was the one that lived. That was her house. So, and this farmhouse is on 157 acres, by the way.
Right, so big land.
Huge property. Would you like to jump into your next story?
Sure. So my next story actually is one of those funny ones where you don't know where you live. My mom, when I was about 8 years old, purchased a house with her girlfriend of the time, and it was a brand new construction. I'm not talking, oh, somebody else lived here. I mean, we were the first people in here. I literally saw them spray the popcorn stuff on our ceilings, you know? Like, it was a brand new house. Within 2 months of living there, I start hearing drumming every night, just dun 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 dun.
Like
dun.
very Native American.
Very
drumming?
Native American drumming.
Okay.
I don't. It's like, it's a horrible stereotype, but it was very Native American drumming, and I think it's my older stepbrothers of the time who are fucking with me, or screwing with me. Sorry, trying not to curse so much, but I fully thought it was them screwing with me. I was the youngest. I was the only girl. They already had set precedent that they would do this kind of stuff. It wasn't until they were gone at their dad's for 2 weeks, and I continued
There's people.
hearing it.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm on like high alert because A, we're filming in public, which makes me feel awkward, and B, we're in a haunted cemetery on a Sunday, so a lot more people are going to come up here and frequent.
Right.
So, sorry, continue.
No. So they were gone for 2 weeks. I still heard the drumming. It wasn't until they came back, and we were alone one night. So it was me. I was 8. There was a 9-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 13-year-old. The 13-year-old was supposed to be watching us.
13-year-old was watching you guys.
He was not. We all were doing our own thing. He was playing on the computer. It wasn't until the second oldest, who absolutely had beef with me for some reason. Me and that middle child did not get along. Like, there was hands thrown. But he literally came into my room and he goes, "Are you drumming in here?" And I'm go, "No."
The other kid?
The other kid.
Oh,
the
shit.
kid who actively, like, me and him beefed and fought. Like, if I ever fought somebody like I did a sibling, it was him. I threw hands with him. So, and I was like, it was like, oh, and I literally was like, "You hear it too?" And he was like, "Dude, you've been hearing this?" I'm like, "Yeah, all the time." So we go get his other brother, James, which is the one who's only a year older than me, and we go, hey, are you hearing this? And he goes, I thought it was you guys. And then we go get the oldest brother. So it was Joey, Josh, and James. So Joey was the oldest. He was 13. Josh was the middle child, and James was the youngest. So we went and got Joey, and we were just like, hey, are you hearing this? And he's like, hearing what? Because obviously he has headphones on. He takes them off, and we all just sit there quietly for a minute, and then we hear it again. Dun, 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 dun. And then we hear a crash in our kitchen.
Like glass?
Like just something banged on the floor, or something was dropped. It was like something got pushed off, but when we went in, nothing was out of place.
Oh.
Then we hear footsteps upstairs. Every single one of us are in the kitchen. We are hearing big footsteps. Okay, Josh is surprisingly trying to be logical. It's the cats. And I literally point over to both of our cats who are on the couch. Like, dead asleep. I'm like, they're right there. So it's fully one of those, we just kept hearing this for dun 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 until our parents got home.
Like continuously? Or just kind of in fluctuation?
It was continuously once we were all aware of it, and like it's one of those, we ended up huddling in the living room with the cats because again, none of us liked each other, none of us spent time with each other. This was the only time I ever remember us huddling together. We fucking
getting along.
And because we were so freaked out because we kept hearing things running around the household. We kept hearing and it was so crazy because after this the activity dropped to like nothing. I never heard the drums again.
Huh.
I never had anything crash or bang there. And it was like when I brought it up to them again later, one of them made the joke of, oh yeah, this place was probably like a Native American burial ground. And I kind of believe that joke to this day. Like, there was something about that place. It was a brand new house. There shouldn't have been anything near there or in there. The only thing I think of is the land. Like, where it was built. And it was built in the plains. So, like, it was like the plains of Colorado Springs kind of thing. So
this was in Colorado Springs?
Yeah, this
happened?
Yeah, this was down in Colorado Springs.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought this was like Wisconsin.
Oh no, this was in Colorado Springs. So both of these first ones were here in Colorado when I was really young, and we lived out into like the plains of Colorado between Springs and like Lyman. We lived out that area kind of thing.
I feel like that makes sense though. Like the Springs is kind of like
right.
Spooky. It's very mountainy too, so I can imagine so
lots
much
of military stuff
there.
happens there. It's a whole bunch of different things. It's also a very religious area as well.
Yeah.
So it's one of those of like it never happened again. Sorry, she pointed out the people.
But yeah, so it never happened again.
Yep, no, but it was the beginning of my spooky journey of spirituality of like, oh, there are things I can't see, and it's kind of what made me more of a believer in the sense of I know there's some things that we can't explain. When it's one of those of when everybody thought it was everybody else fucking with them, and then all of a sudden it's none of us fucking with each other kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's scary.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of an episode of Goosebumps where all the kids like get together. You know how the parents are never around,
right?
Where you guys like all had to like be together,
right? Latchkey kids.
Okay, so let me think of one of my other childhood stories. So, same farmhouse, the one where my grandmother was in, Minnie. So, this one I'll actually tell from my dad's point of view, who's pretty much a logical skeptic, doesn't really believe in all the things.
Right.
But, back in the day, they had like this dial that you would turn to get the radio or the TV antenna
and to get the channels.
And you could hear it, right? Like the dad said it made like a or whatever kind of noise. Like I don't actually know what the noise was, but like it would make a very noticeable sound. Right? And my dad said, this was after his grandpa died. I assume maybe the husband of Minnie. I can't remember. I don't know my full family lineage like that.
Especially not the patriarchate side.
Yes, like it's somewhere. But essentially my dad said that you had to physically turn this dial to get the TV, antenna on the roof to move. And he said he heard it going off one day, and he just, I guess it's not even that scary, but he just assumed it was Grandpa changing the damn channel, but it is just like the only thing that happened to my dad in the house where he wasn't around anybody else that he remembers being spooky for him.
Right. He was like,
"What the
I
hell?"
had no way of explaining this.
Yeah, he had no way of explaining why the dial is moving like that. And sorry, I keep looking around too. I'm very paranoid because
People.
I don't like being walked up on, and I think it's smart to be very aware of your surroundings. So, so we've got Grandma haunting the place. We've got Grandpa changing the channel. And then moving forward, one of my mom's stories, she said when she was pregnant with me, she felt like there was this, we'll refer to them as just a shadow person, I guess, but a spirit. It could have been one of my ancestors. She said it felt like they would follow her down the hallway, and then one day she finally turned around and screamed like, leave me alone, and didn't have any issues from said spirit ever again, but like would just kind of like make her very uncomfortable, which makes me think it could have been maybe an ancestor, just because, again, very old house in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Right, been in the family for generations.
Yes,
like many people have died there probably.
Things flock to places like that. So fast forward, I grew up in this same farmhouse from age 4 to like 12.
Yeah, middle school.
And we ended up moving in middle school, and we stayed at this cul-de-sac house for like 2 years. I call it the cul-de-sac house because it was just in the suburbs where we were, as opposed to living in the middle of nowhere before. Fast forward, so this was when I was probably about 10, and that house was always kind of creepy. The land is very ancestral. We found, speaking of Indian stuff, like, you want to talk about a Native American burial ground, the South is just riddled with it. This is in North Carolina. There's all sorts of crap up there. I mean, I can't even tell you the probably blood that was spilled on that land and
right, because also Civil War times too.
100%. We found real arrowheads on that farm, like real ones,
right,
in the creek, and just other weird shit. There was a little boy, supposedly a little boy, in an unmarked grave that was buried on the property behind the house. And let's see, that's just, I guess, spooky things about the property. But so fast forward, I'm about 10 years old. My whole family at the time was practitioners in the Orthodox Church. And at the time, we had this like altar set up. We call it the iconostas, with all your pictures of like the Virgin Mary and Jesus and the angels and stuff. Well, we had moved from a Pentecostal church to the Orthodox Church, and this is how I remember the story. Some lady from the Pentecostal church had at one point given us a picture, I think it was of Jesus or maybe one of the angels or something. After we had moved to the Orthodox Church, we had put that picture on the icons with the Orthodox icons, okay? And one night we were having a very family moment with, we just had said a prayer and whatever. We were really feeling the motions, the spirit, right? And we had all gone into the kitchen to just chillax after saying our prayer and, just still harnessing those after moments of the spiritual movement we were feeling. And that picture that lady had given us from the Pentecostal church flew off of the wall.
Oh God.
Like, not fall.
Flew, like jumped.
Off the wall. And I remember my dad saying, I guess, like, God didn't want that there or something. And we threw that picture away. None of the other pictures or anything else fell off of that altar at that time. So, I mean, just that house had some stuff.
I was about to say, yeah, no, whoever was in there did not like that at all.
No. So, I mean, who knows? There's probably spirits all up in that house the whole time we were there, but just less prominent as the years or whatever. But that farmhouse was creepy, and it is honestly one of my favorite places to remember, just because that was my childhood home. But, I mean, yeah, that place had some shit. Like, no joke, so...
Right.
I'm going to pass the mic to you.
Okay. So my last one is actually a true story. You'll have to fact check some certain dates or things. But it's actually kind of like Crimson, a story from my mother's time. But it still affects her hometown to this day. Basically, on Halloween night, in approximately 1970-something,
okay,
a man kidnapped a young girl.
On Halloween night.
On Halloween night.
Wait, where is this at?
In a small town, Wisconsin, Fond du Lac.
Again, you'll have to double check this. I don't know if this was an urban myth or something they just told us, but he took her, he killed her, he cut her up into little pieces and stuffed it in a barrel, and they found that barrel the next day.
Where at?
I don't know. It was just found.
They were just okay.
It was like one of those of they were looking for this missing girl kind of thing. So, and so I moved from Colorado to Wisconsin when I was about 13. I was still trick-or-treating, and hell, I still trick-or-treat to this day. I just use my siblings as an excuse.
Free candy in this economy.
It was fully one of those. I was like, oh, cool, Halloween is on Thursday. I guess that's a day we'll go trick-or-treating. My mom said, no, you won't go trick-or-treating that day. And I was like, what? She said trick-or-treating will be Saturday from basically 4:30 to 6:30. You got 2 hours.
Is this the same year?
No, this is
the year after?
No, this is every year since that murder happened.
Oh, shit.
Since my mom was a small child, and even when we moved back there when I was 13, so that was approximately 2000, oh god, 8 or something, 7, 8 or whatever.
Okay.
But when I moved, when we moved back there, I was like, cool, Halloween's on a Thursday, okay, we'll go trick-or-treating Thursday. She fully said, no, you won't. Nobody goes trick-or-treating on Halloween in this town. And I was like, what? And then she proceeded to tell me the story I just told you.
That sucks.
Right? So they have a designated time for trick-or-treating, and it is usually the Saturday, either closest to Halloween, basically. It was 4:30 to 6, and basically you were inside before it truly got dark. I don't know if it's that way still to this day.
You should find out.
Right? I'll have to. But it's one of those it was a scary thought. That's the first time where I was like, oh yeah, besides people check your candy because razor apples or whatever. But that was fully, no, they don't let people trick-or-treat on Halloween because of this incident. And I don't know if I think the big thing is, I don't think the guy was ever found.
Oh shit, that sucks.
Again, I will have to
be out there.
Right, exactly. So I would have to fully fact check all of this. I didn't do my pre-research as it was just the story from my childhood.
Right.
Which is the theme. So that is my last one. It was fully just I've had other things happen, but a lot of them happened when I was a young adult rather than a child and a teenager.
Fair. So this happened to my mom. This was my Nana and Pop's house.
Right.
The one I'm aware of that my mom grew up in. Not the old one where my Nana thought the house was on fire. Not that one. This is a different one. She was already married to my Pop. He's also deceased. But my mom and her sister were her sister was probably a very mischievous child, and she was into some shit. When she was a very young teenager, she would sneak out. My mom told me she would sneak out to see this boyfriend. This boyfriend ended up dying, getting hit by a car, and she would do things like pray to whatever she could. She would literally be like, I don't care how I see you, I just want to see you. Which would invite in all sorts of bad things.
Because, you don't think the good doesn't answer easily, the bad does.
Well, the house so my Nana and Pop's house, the room that was my mom and her sister's room, they had twin beds on opposite sides of the wall. This was also the room that I would sleep in as a kid. Whenever I spent the night at my Nana's. My mom said that they were in bed, her sister was asleep. My mom said she was drifting, she was awake still, but trying to sleep. She said she was laying in bed and she closed her eyes and she just opened them again, and on the ceiling, this is a story.
Oh god.
So this is a story I actually have known for a very long time. My mom told me this at a very young age. I don't know if it was to scare me or just share, warn me, scare me, or just share experiences, but I've always known this as the demon story, essentially. So my mom opened her eyes and she said, floating above her, so this is my mom laying in bed, floating above her, back against the ceiling, was a very freaky and creepy woman, an old woman dressed in a very Victorian style maid costume, a black apron,
Yeah.
the white like
The bonnet
collar.
and stuff.
She said she was wearing a bonnet too. And she was smiling this evil as fuck
Oh, yeah, that.
smile, and she was holding a scythe.
No, we're good.
My mom said that the woman started levitating down slowly toward her, like from the ceiling.
Oh, yeah, no, just
toward
like, I
her.
get it, coming towards her.
Yes, and I mean, she pretty much screamed, you know, for her mom, and my pop was a very strict parent and a very harsh man.
Right.
So he pretty much said, shut up and go to bed, and my mom covered her head with the covers and eventually fell asleep in terror.
Right. Well, this has been story time with
Crimson
and Bubbles.
and Bethany.
See you guys next time, guys.
Bye. We're walking back to the teepee because I left my freaking claw clip on one of the branches.
Like, blooper outtake.
Yeah. So we're just gonna go get that because I kind of want that. You know.
Spirit was just like, I like this. It's mine now.
Well, I guess it can be theirs then. But if I can help it, I want it back. Actually, this isn't the first time I've left something in the cemetery. There was one time I was up here and I left my damn water bottle right on a grave, and I know someone took that because I came back like 3 days later and it was definitely gone. So if you're out there and you have my Native Roots water bottle, I hope you enjoy it. So
I was about to go, yeah, they ain't giving it back.
no.
And now we have worked up the mighty hunger.
There's my freaking claw clip.
Just attached to the tree.
Goodbye, tree.
Bye, teepee.
Goodbye, ghosts. We love you.
But you cannot follow us.
You can't follow us home,
No, yeah, stay here.
but we do love you.
We do.
So,
We appreciate you.
bye, ghosts.
Bye.
It's been real.